Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Shelly here and welcome back to my channel. What's up, Bombshell Squad? As you guys can see from the thumbnail and the title of today's video, I'm going to be doing kind of a motivational video today. I didn't vlog this week because if you guys have been watching me on live or watching my videos, you will see that I had mentioned that I was feeling a little bit of chest pains and I didn't know what it is. I didn't know if it was acid reflux, if it was acid reflux, if it was heartburn. I didn't know what it is, but I've been having some chest pains. I'm not having them anymore, thank God, but I was having some chest pains from like the ending of last week to the beginning of this week. I was on live quite a few times where I talked about it, so I have just been paying attention to my body to see what was the flare up of my chest, because chest pains is not something that you should take lightly. So I was paying attention to that, so I did not put in the effort to just vlog and do the stuff that I normally do. Plus I have some other things going on in my life that I'm working on right now, so I was paying attention to that, therefore I did not vlog. So there's no vlogs this week. However, this is kind of like an impromptu video as well. It's been on my heart for a while, and I also feel like God has been talking to me to just share my testimony, share my story. And I did a video, I think on Friday, and I was asking you guys like if there's any dreams or goals or anything that you're sleeping on, or is there anything in your life that you always feel like you wanted to do but you feel stuck basically. And I got so much comments across all my platforms. I feel like I want to talk about it. I got so many like comments and people sending me DMs over what I said, so I kind of want to make a video and share my testimony. And also this video is kind of like a note to self, to track my progress of my goals, my dreams, the things that I aspire, the blessings that, you know, God has provided in my life to chase my dreams and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to touch on that and give you guys a testimony from something that I experienced, which I think is so powerful. And I feel like you guys absolutely need to tap in if you haven't tapped in already. So that's what today's video is going to be about. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for deciding to click on the button. I hope you love what you see here. Subscribe, like my videos, comment down below. Tell me what videos you'd like to see next, or just tell me how you're feeling. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome. I appreciate you guys so much for giving me support and love every single day on my channel, and I could not be more grateful. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. I pretty much asked the question in one of my videos, like, do you guys feel like you have any dreams or aspirations that you're sleeping on? And from all the questions and comments that I get, it's crazy, because I know I'm not alone. I know there's so many people around the world that have so many dreams and aspirations and so many things that they would love to do. I got a few people saying that they wanted to start a food truck. People said that they wanted to start a skincare line. Other people that wanted to start a makeup line, like myself, that started my makeup line. Just so many other things. That somebody said they wanted to sew, but like they bought all the material but just didn't do it. And I feel like there's so many of us that's sleeping on our dreams, and it's time for us to stop. This is a note for myself as well, because if you don't know, I have a cosmetic line. My cosmetic line is Happiness Cosmetics. I fell in love with makeup many years ago because I suffer from PCOS. So because of the condition of my skin with PCOS, having acne prone skin with a lot of dark marks, hyperpigmentation, and like just bumps and breakouts all the time, makeup was my outlet to, you know, like cover up all my issues. And with using makeup, starting out from just wearing mascara on the eyes to lip gloss, then to foundation, it turned into a whole thing where I just absolutely fell in love with makeup. So from practicing with makeup, getting really good at it, and starting to freelance, where I was doing clients after clients and just making a little money on the side, because it wasn't my full-time job, but I was making, you know, some money from doing like makeup tutorials on YouTube and then freelancing with clients. I just developed a passion for makeup. Therefore, with everything that was going on at the time, all I wanted to do was just be happy. And therefore, I named my brand from watching a sermon, Happiness Cosmetics. And it has been an absolute blessing in my life. And I feel like when it comes to my business, everywhere that I have been or everything that I've tried to do, God has provided the materials for me to do it. And I feel like that has a lot to do with a lot of us these days. Like many of us these days, we have a gift and we're sleeping on our gift. And this is our time to wake up. Like if you feel like there's any gift at all that you're sleeping on, you need to wake up. I don't care how you do it. You need to do your research. You need to save. You need to invest. You need to do whatever you need to do to just fulfill those desires of your heart, because God wouldn't bless you with something if he didn't feel like you had the capability to do it. I want to go back to last year with another desire that I had from my heart, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's an absolute blessing in my life and a testimony that I want to share with you guys. So I moved to Texas from New York in February. So the ending of February, it was around between the 26th to the 28th of February. That's when I signed my lease. So I signed my lease, and then moving to Texas, I just needed a fresh start. I prayed to God and I fasted about it, and he told me that I needed to move to Texas. Now, creating content was always a passion of mine. It was always a dream of mine. I started my YouTube channel probably around 9 years ago, and from I started my YouTube channel, I was going hard on my YouTube channel. Like I've always loved makeup, like I told you guys. I was also raised like in the field of beauty because my mom and my aunt are both hairstylists. All my family, like they know how to dress from top to bottom. Like I can insert pictures of like my aunt and like my mom and just like them growing up, like they would always be in fashion. So fashion, hair, makeup, styling, like my family is grounded in the beauty area. So me coming now and falling in love with makeup is not surprising to me. But creating content was always a passion of mine. So I moved from February last year, and let me tell you, I wouldn't count February because like I said, I was here at the end of February, but I would count March, April, May, and then June. So for 4 months, I was stuck. Like when I tell you stuck in the house, I was stuck. There's nothing that I wanted to do. I did not feel motivated. I didn't feel the drive. I didn't feel anything that I needed to feel. And at this point, my business already been open. My business been open already for a year. So my business has already been operating for a year, and I wasn't doing anything about it. And I asked God, like, if you give me a clean slate, just open up the way and make the way for me. I'm gonna dive into my purpose and just put in the work. Because if you guys are believers, it's one thing about God, he will make the way, but you gotta put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not just gonna take all the blessings and put it in your lap. Like he wants you to show him like, God, I really want this. So I moved in February, and for 4 months I was stuck. So in May, I'm in a long distance relationship. I mentioned this in a lot of my videos. In May, at this point, it was coming upon almost a year that I didn't see my fiance. So I booked a ticket, went to Jamaica, said, let me just get out of the house. I've been like depressed from living alone. I thought I was gonna be good on my own. Child, living alone and just moving and being by myself for the very first time in my adult life, it kicked my okay. So I was just like in and out of a rut all the time with just being alone, and I didn't realize it up until like later on that it was taking a toll on me mentally. So I booked a trip, went to go see my family in New York, then went to go see my fiance in Jamaica. And when I was leaving for Jamaica, I had like all the momentum. I know I was going to see my family. I know I was going to see my fiance. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to get my mojo back and I'm going to do what I need to do. Child, I enjoyed my vacation, came back. It was even worse. I was just declining. Okay, I thought it was going to get better. It got worse. So one day I was praying to God because one of my goals for last year was just to have a deeper connection and relationship with God. And I was praying last year, and the Spirit told me to go into a 3-day fast. Like God just whispered in my ears, you need to fast, because at this point I wasn't really fasting. I don't remember if I did my fast at the beginning of the year, because every beginning of the year I do a fasting. I don't remember doing a fasting at the beginning of the year, but the Spirit came to me and the Spirit said, Shelly, you need to fast. Like you need to go into a fast. You need to consecrate yourself. You need to make some sacrifices, and you need to get into a deep connection with God. So I was like, okay, God. And the Spirit said 3 days. Like it was very specific. 3 days, no food, no water to the mouth, nothing at all. And when I tell you guys that the four corners of that kitchen was closed off, the four corners of the kitchen was closed off, it was immediately that I went into the fast. I don't remember if it was that same morning that I prayed, or if I'm not mistaken, it was more than likely the night before that I was praying, and the Spirit told me to go into a fast, and I started the next morning. So for 3 days, I decided to go into a no food, no water fast. This is the first time I've ever been doing this. The most excruciating, I wouldn't say excruciating, but to a certain extent, the most powerful fast that I've ever did was a Daniel fast, 21 days. And then I just cut out everything that was pleasurable to me, cut it out of my diet, cut out social media, cut out like just all the wasted time and stuff like that I was doing all the time. And when I tell you that 21-day fast changed my life, it did for the better. So last year, when the Spirit called me to go into a fast, I just wrote everything down, because it's one thing that I love to do with my prayer life. And when I'm talking to God, any fasting or anything, I love to write it down, because I like to go back and reflect on my prayer sometime, like reread my prayer, see what I wrote, and just, you know, like look at that kind of stuff. That stuff is important, because sometimes you pray and then you forget what you pray about. So I like to go back to my prayers and I like to read them. So I wrote down a lot of stuff. Like when I tell you I wrote down a lot of stuff. So I wrote down like my business, I wrote down other personal stuff in my life, and I also wrote down social media, because becoming a content creator was always a dream of mine alongside with my business. Writing down everything that I desired, I went into my fasting. And for 3 days, 3 nights, no food, no water, nothing to the mouth. The only thing was that I put in my mouth was my toothbrush, toothpaste, and water and mouthwash, nothing else. So I just wanted to keep my breath fresh throughout those 3 days, but other than that, nothing else didn't go in the mouth. Fasting is very important. When you go into a fast and you're locked into your fast, it's like the body don't even want food. You know that crave that you would normally feel on a daily basis? It's like your body don't even desire any kind of food. Like I had no desire to eat, neither was I hungry. I was not hungry. I was not thirsty. I didn't have the desire for any food at all. And it's so amazing how fast can be, because on a regular day when you're not fast, you want to eat every single thing you see. But on days where you're fasting, it's like your body will go into that spiritual connection. And I have had unsuccessful fastings, but this point, like I was just like, God, I need to make a change and I need your help. So I went into the fasting for 3 days, and after the fasting, I just felt like a weight just like lifted off my shoulders. A whole breath of fresh air was just like breathing all over me, all over the house. Like I was praying from room to room, like I just had it in me. But the thing is that a lot of people don't understand, when you fast, whatever you fast for, God hears you, God sees you, He understands, but you have to put in the work on your end. Like no blessing is gonna come without work. You have to put in the work. And for everybody, it's different. There are people that God decide, I'm just gonna put this and lay this right in your lap. You know what I'm saying? There are people that God blesses differently in His own way. But we as believers have to understand that however God blesses us is how He wants to. It's not how we want to. It's how He wants to. So after my fast, I just decided like, okay, I'm going to start creating content. So at that time, like I said, I moved in for 4 months. I unpacked pretty much like all the boxes and stuff. But as far as like decorating or anything of that sort, I didn't do any of that. I didn't have any mattress. I didn't have any rugs on the floor. I didn't have much stuff like to decorate my bathroom. I didn't really have a lot. And the Spirit just was like, just start, you know, just start. Talking to my sister and one of her friends one day, and I was telling them that I'm going to start decorating, you know, the apartment, and they were both like, we need to see the decor content, okay, it needs to come. And I was like, really? But my sister and her friend, because they both been at my old apartment when I was living in New York, like anyone knows me knows I have the desire for decor, to decorate a space. I love that. Like they both knew I was gifted in that area, so they both were like, yes, we need to see the decor videos. So I just started. I literally started right after my fast, and June last year, mark the time, June last year, I don't know what date it is, when I went to look at my first video when I started posting consistently on TikTok, it was at the end of June last year. And from June last year until a year later, when it comes to content creation, because of the work that I put in with praying and just believing that God is going to make things happen, it literally made a 360 from what it was before. Like, if I can remember, I have screenshots too that I was taking throughout the process. Maybe I'll insert some of them in the video. From when I started, I had like 1,056 followers on Instagram. I gained those 1,000 followers in the space of like 10 years, because that's how long I've been on Instagram. I used to gain probably like 100 followers a year, maybe. So I gained I had 1,000 followers on Instagram. I had probably like 200 or 300 followers on TikTok. How I had got my TikTok account to over 1,000 followers last year was when they had did the Black Girl Train. I don't know if you guys know anything about that, but the Black Girl Train, that's literally what boosted my account and helped me to get over 1,000 followers so that I could go live. So I did that, which really helped out my account. And then my YouTube account was at like 70 something thousand subscribers. And I've had those same 70,000 subscribers for years. You know what I'm saying? My YouTube channel has been growing almost a decade. And that's when I just started. And I started on TikTok. I was on TikTok alone for at least 2 months. I would say maybe 3 months. And then that's where I decided, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to take off from there. And I started deep diving into Instagram and then also deep diving into YouTube. From there, that count of subscribers until you guys can see my pages now, 163 on YouTube, 96, 97 on Instagram, and then 94, I think 93 on TikTok. Let me look to see. 93.6 on TikTok. So total, we're looking at about 250 followers and subscribers combined in the space of 1 year on 3 platforms. And that does not include the almost 20,000 that I gained on Facebook, because I had started posting on Facebook, but I didn't continue posting on Facebook. And that was mostly from filming my, like, deep diving and starting into my home decor, and then including like my day in the lives, and I did like a travel vlog the other day, a travel series, and a whole bunch of other things where a lot of you guys, that's how you guys found my channel. But sometimes it takes a pivot, right? Because I pivoted into home decor, which has been such a huge blessing in my life. And then I got to include a whole different other things in my content, and that helped me to find, like, I call you guys my people. Like, you guys are my people. So I say all of that to say, if you have a goal, a dream, do a fasting, 3 days. And this is also talking to myself, because in the midst of all of that, I think where I failed when it came to my business was I wouldn't say turn my back, but it's pretty much what I did. Like, I didn't put the attention on my business that I needed to. Therefore, my business didn't soar as how the other part of my business soared, which everything comes with time and nothing happens by mistake. But had I put in the work, I would have been seeing better results. So as much as this video is for you guys to pray, fast, and put in the work for whatever you need, it's also a note to self. That's why I'm documenting this process, because I want to go back and reflect on this day when I tell myself, Shelly, you need to make a change when it comes to your business, Happiness Cosmetics. I have all the tools. I have all the resources. God has blessed me with one of the most amazing gifts ever. Like, I literally have everything to my disposal, but holding myself back. And I feel like that's the same thing with a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys in your comments are saying you bought all the material, you did the research, you have everything you need, but you're scared to get in front of the camera. You're scared to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid, you guys. Like, don't be scared to step out on faith. Stop being scared. So, but I want to make a promise to myself and just I want to make a promise to God as well, because I feel like He deserves it. He has blessed me so much with my business, and I don't feel like I'm using my gift the way that I should. So I want to just go back and pivot again from scratch. Even though I pivoted once, I want to pivot again from scratch and just put in all the time and energy that it needs to grow, to blossom, and to become something that I know it can. At least I'll give it a try. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it's going to fail. I'm not going to say, what if it doesn't work? Like, when you believe in something, those are not supposed to be in your thought. So if you guys are ever thinking like, oh, what if it doesn't work? It will work. Like Bishop T.D. Jakes preached a sermon one day, and his word of his sermon was pretty much like, it will work if you work it. Like, it will work if you work it. It'll work if you work it. And I never got those words out of my head. And that's the same thing that I want to relate to you guys right now. Whatever your dreams are, whatever your aspirations are, whatever your goals are, it will work if you work it. So whatever work you need to put in to make it happen, even if it's starting with a research, if you have a dream, if you have goals, start with doing your research to see how you can get it done. Like, my business is at a place now where it's up and running. That's not the issue. My business is already up and running, but I started from research. I started from spending thousands of dollars on samples to get samples. I spent thousands of dollars on, like making the website, doing this, doing that. A lot of the stuff I did do by myself, but I couldn't physically do it just with my pure bare fingers. I had to purchase resources to help me to do it. So I would say start with research. Start with researching every single thing. You can find anything on YouTube. You can find anything pretty much on TikTok. You have Google. You have so many different search engines that you can use to start on your business, to start on your goals, to start on your plans, to start on your dreams. Maybe it's becoming a doctor. Maybe it's becoming a nurse. Maybe it's becoming a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Based on your location, where you're at in the world, how can you start? How can you start? Use your resources that's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Start there and then go from there. So that's pretty much what this video is about today. This video is not meant to be a very long video. I just wanted to come on real quick to just tell you guys, like, don't hold yourself back. Start with a fasting, and then continue to stay in prayer and ask God every single day to give you the strength that you need to do whatever you need to do. And if you're surrounded by people that don't believe in your goals and your dreams, block them out. When it comes to chasing your goals and your dreams, a lot of times you have to have tunnel vision. And when I say tunnel vision, I mean you need to focus on the prize and the prize only, and don't pay attention to the outside noise. Outside noise, I feel like, is what distracts us a lot of times, and that's why we don't propel and move forward in what we want to do in life. So, and that also goes for me, because I feel like for a long time I've been distracted by the outside noise. I'm surrounded by people that don't support my goals, that don't support my dreams. And if there's anyone around you that don't support your goals, don't support your dreams, they need to go. They need to go. If it's a friend, they need to go. It's a family member, they need to go. Like, whoever it is, they need to be moved up out of the way of you chasing your designed destiny. They need to just move. You know what I'm saying? Maybe your dreams and your goals is to move out of your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a business. Maybe it's I don't know, go to the movies by yourself. Who knows? Some of us have bigger dreams than others, but whatever your dream is, I'm just making this video to tell you to never give up on yourself and start now. Start now with chasing your dreams. Start now with chasing your goals, and put in the work. Pray about it and put in the work. Okay, so I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope this video helped you out in some way, shape, or form. Like I said, it was never meant to be a very long video. I just wanted to get that off my chest, how God has really blessed me with an amazing business and how He really turned my life around. It became to becoming a content creator, because where I was last year to where I am now is a huge difference. Like, when I tell you guys I'm getting recognized by brands that I never thought would even look at me, It's amazing. Like, I just got a huge PR package from this brand, this skincare brand, La Roche-Posay. It's a brand that I looked up to online because I see so many people talking about how amazing their skincare products is, and they just send me a message like, hey, we would love for you to try our products. And I'm like, me? Little old me? And that doesn't include the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 brands that have recognized me, large brands and small brands that have recognized me and have just sent me their product just because I'm a content creator. Like, it's absolutely amazing. Like, with me deciding to decorate my space, let me tell you how God can provide for you in ways that you could never imagine. When I decided to decorate my space, there's a lot of things that I did not have. For one, I didn't have them, and two, I didn't know how to get them. And when I tell you guys that God will provide for you in any way, shape, or form, He'll provide for you. Like, I just started, I did my fast, started recording my content. My sister and her best friend, they were like, let's see the home decor content. First of all, I was never going to do home decor content. All I was going to focus on was makeup content. And my makeup content has been a struggle. You know what I'm saying? And God used them to tell me to do home decor content. Therefore, I pivoted into home decor content and literally changed the game for content creation when it came to me doing what I'm doing. And for me, just starting with the little that I had, God provided a lot. Like, when I tell you God provided, He provided so much. Like, for example, one of the things that I wanted to do in my house, and I did not have the money to do it at the time, was I wanted to do floor to ceiling curtains inside of the entire house. So in my bedroom, both bedrooms, and in the living room, I wanted curtains. And the curtains that I wanted curtains, that the exact curtains that I have in my house. Very luxurious, very long. Because they're much lengthier, much longer than regular size curtains, each curtain was like $40 a pop. And when I tell you guys that when it came around for me to decorate my living room, a company reached out to me to send me the curtains, I was like, no way. I said, God, you're going to show out like that? Like, and that's nothing. That's nothing compared to the blessings that God had for me when it came to decorating my apartment. Like, for another big one, I did not have a table. And I said I wasn't going to buy a table. I was going to take this space and use it to film. And I wasn't using it. I said I was going to use it, but I wasn't using it. I was like, oh, I'm going to use this for my looks and stuff like that. That's not the route that God wanted me to go as far as creating content. He didn't want me to go back into fashion content, because fashion content is just me filming fashion content. It's not really something that I want to do. Like, that's like my sister's passion, like fashion. You know what I'm saying? I love fashion, but do I want to create fashion content? Sometimes, yeah, it's fun to create fashion content, but sometimes I'm more insecure about my body. So fashion content with a lot of clothes, some things I just don't like to look at myself in, because I feel like I'm heavier on my midsection and I just don't look like appealing in some things that I wear. That's just me talking in my head. But for instance, after like decorating and all that stuff, I was like, oh my God, my family was coming over for Thanksgiving. And I was like, wow, I'm going to have a house full of people and I don't have a table for us to sit and eat Thanksgiving dinner. Like, Shelly, how are you hosting Thanksgiving dinner but don't have a table? I did not have a table. And when I tell you guys, I felt so bad. I felt so bad that I didn't have a table. Neither did I have the money to buy a table. Like, I'm just being honest with you guys. I did not have the money to buy the table at the time. So I was praying to God about it, and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had a table. Let me tell you how God worked. After my family left, probably about a week or so later, my mom and I was in the house. My mom and I were here before my mom is not here now, but my mom and I were here. And I have valet trash in my house. And my valet trash, the trash only gets picked up between Sunday and Thursday. Every night you can put out your trash between Sunday and Thursday. And Thursday came around and we forgot to put out the trash. So at this point, it's Friday. The trash can was full. It was packed. The trash can was packed. Hold on, you guys. I'm not hearing anything. Hopefully he doesn't call back right away. But that's my fiance. Anyways, the trash can was packed and the garbage needed to go out, and this was on Friday. Mind you, valet trash is not going to come back until Sunday, right? So the trash wasn't smelling, but there was no more room in the trash can to put garbage. So my mom was like, let's go put the trash out because the trash needs to go out. It's literally full and we don't have no place to put garbage for 2 days. So I was like, just leave it there. We'll just get through the weekend and we'll put it out on Sunday. I don't feel like putting it out. It was also heavy. So my mom was like, no, let's go put out the trash together. I'll help you carry it to the trash can. And from where the trash can is, it's not that far, but it's quite a distance to walk with that heavy trash can. So my mom just kept insisting on us going to put out the trash. And usually we'll just leave the trash there. Like normally we would just leave the trash and not take it out. So my mom was insisting on us putting out the trash, and she would not get off my back about going to put out the trash can. So I was like, fine, let's just go. Like, let's just go. And it was in the evening. So me and her took the trash can and hauled it all the way to the dumpster to go throw out the trash. Why, when we got to the trash can, my table, I'm going to insert a clip of what my table looks like. My table, this table that I have in my house right now, it was sitting by the trash. Somebody was either moving in or moving out. They didn't want to take the trash can anymore, and they decided to throw it away, along with some other furniture pieces. I feel like they were probably more than likely moving out, but I don't know specifically if they were moving in or they were moving out. But there was a table that I looked up online at World Market that I wanted to get. I'm going to also insert a picture of that table on the screen. I'm going to insert a picture of that table that I wanted to get at World Market. I'm going to insert it right here. And then you guys have seen my table. If you watch my channel, you watch my videos, you know exactly what my table look like. My table, you can extend it. It has a piece in the middle where you can extend it, and then you could put it back together and make it smaller. I knew that I wanted a round table. I wanted a table that was like rectangular in a sense because of the space that I have. I knew that I wanted a black table. Like, I knew the exact table that I wanted because I fell in love with this table from World Market. And when I tell you guys that the table that I found was 10 times better, the people that had this table, they took absolute care of this table. It's like it wasn't even used. And I'm pretty sure they more than likely had it covered because it didn't even have any scratches. Like, it didn't have any scratches. Like, the table that I wanted from World Market was $1,100. And my family came for Thanksgiving and I didn't have a table for them to sit. Like, when I tell you guys that God will provide for you if you start, He will provide for you if you start. Like, all you need to do is just start and He'll make a way. With anything that you do, He'll just start and He'll make a way. When I started my business, when I started my brand, I had a vision in my head of exactly how I wanted my brand to look. And I had to put in the work to get my brand to where my brand is right now. Like, I wanted to hire a person to design my websites. And I was like, why don't I learn to design the website on my own? Because I didn't have the money at the time to design my website. So why don't I take the time to learn how to design my website? And when I tell you guys that I took the time, like, if it's, let's say it's a website that you guys want to start, there's hundreds of videos on YouTube that you can type in how to build a website, and you could build it on whatever platform. You can use Shopify, you can use GoDaddy, you can use so many you can use Wix, you can use so many websites, you can use so many websites to host your store. If it's a store that you want to start, say for example, just start. Like, whatever you want to do, just start. That's how I got my table. I didn't have to pay a dime. All my mom and I had to do was struggle to bring it inside of the building. Okay, and when we were there looking at the table, there's this old couple that walked right by us. This old couple, they were much older. I don't know, this is the first time I'm seeing them, and I've never seen them since. This is the very first time I'm seeing that couple living here for like 8-9 months at this point, and I've never seen these people ever, right? And the lady stopped because her husband stopped, but he was the one who came and spoke to us directly. And if I'm not mistaken, I feel like he looked at me vividly and he was like, this table was made for you. That's exactly what he said. And when I tell you I started getting chills all over my body, I could not believe it. And when I first got my table, I'm going to see if I have a picture. I think I have a video of my table when I first got it. It matched my aesthetics beautifully. Beautifully. It was black at the top and the legs were white. Nobody cannot tell me. Nobody cannot tell me that God didn't have that table prepared for me and was waiting to see how patient I was going to be to get it. Nobody cannot tell me at all. There's so many other things in my house that I did not have to purchase because of creating content. A lot of things are sent to me in gifts, and just because I wanted to decorate my apartment, but a lot of things I didn't have the money for. And all I did was start. Literally all I did was start, and God provided. Like, provided so much that I didn't even have to go out of my way to do. Like, he sent them to me instead of me going to them. You know what I'm saying? So all you have to do is start. Like, God will make a way for you. Another last example that I'm going to give you before I end the video, because like I said, I did not mean for this video to be too long, was rugs that I have in my kitchen. So I have 3 rugs in my kitchen, and when it came to rugs in my kitchen, because I have a back problem, I knew that I wanted foam rugs in my kitchen. So if I'm standing in the kitchen cooking, I'm standing on something softer than just a hardwood floor, because standing on the hardwood floor, it really affects my back. So start standing on something more cushiony, more soft. It's good for my feet, plus it's helping me with my back, right? So I went to Burlington when we first moved, and we started buying like certain necessities for the house. When we first moved, I fell in love with this rug from Burlington because it matched the backsplash in the kitchen perfectly, right? So we saw these rugs that I fell in love with in Burlington, and they only had 2. And how my kitchen is set up, I wanted 3 of those rugs for the kitchen. I wanted 1 for the sink, 1 for the fridge, and 1 for the stove. So those were that's how I wanted the rug, and I fell in love with this rug so much, but they only had 2. For some odd reason, the Spirit told me to buy it. So I bought them and I took them home, and I had the kitchen rugs in the apartment. I had them in here for months. I had the kitchen rugs in here for months, and my mom came and visited like 2 or 3 times. And my mom was like, you need to just get a different rug. Like, why don't you just buy a different rug? And I'm like, no. For one, I don't have money to waste. And 2, I trust that God is going to provide another rug for me that matches that exact set. And I'm going to find it. I said, I'm going to find it. Don't worry. It doesn't matter how long it took. I don't know why. I don't know why. But the Spirit just told me when it came to the kitchen rug to be patient. Like, be patient, know that I am God, and know that if you say you believe me, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to show you that I'm going to do it. And when I tell you guys that probably October, remember, I moved in at the end of February, and the same week that I moved was the same week that I bought the kitchen rugs. We're talking about like 9-10 months later. Probably around there. I think it was around sometime in October. Randomly, one day, I was going into Burlington, didn't have any reason to go there. The Spirit just told me to just go into Burlington and walk around. And I went into Burlington and I was walking around in Burlington. Burlington is a like furniture, clothes, decor, like it's like a store, like a variety store. So, and that's where I had found the other 2 pieces of rug. So one day randomly the Spirit just told me to just go into Burlington. I was driving past and the Spirit just told me to go into Burlington. And I'm like, going to Burlington for what? I don't need anything in Burlington. The Spirit just told me to go there. You guys, why I walked into Burlington, I walked to the back of the store in the same exact spot that I found the other 2 rugs. Why? There was one of the exact same rug that I had purchased. There was one of them. Like 10 months later. What does that tell you? God is not going to work on your time. He's going to work on his time based on your belief, based on your faith, and based on how hard you had to put in the work. Because the Spirit could have told me to go into Burlington, and I could have came back home. I could have came back home, and I could have not went to Burlington, and I also could have not went right into that area. The Spirit told me to go into Burlington, and I was obedient. And that's how God works. When you're obedient, he will keep up his end of the bargain. You know what I'm saying? So I just say all of that to say, stop sleeping on your gifts. Stop sleeping on your dreams. Stop sleeping on your aspirations. Pray, have faith. Be obedient to God and put in the work. So this is also a documentation for myself, like I'm saying, because I have a business that I'm so passionate about. I feel like God has blessed me in so many ways when it comes to my business, and I just need to stop sleeping on my gift and stop being afraid. Because a lot of you guys are saying I'm so afraid, and I can honestly resonate with you because that's where I am also in my business. For some reason, I just feel afraid sometimes to just put myself out there when it comes to my brand and just wake up and be passionate about it and talk about it every single day of the week. So if my content detours a little bit from home decor or detours completely from home decor, I don't know what my content is going to look like moving forward. I also do have a business page where I'll be putting in most of my work because I want to concentrate my work around my business page. But if my content shifts a little bit from, you know, my regular content of cleaning or doing home decor that you guys absolutely love, and maybe that's the only thing that you want to see, I'm sorry, I apologize, but I do have dreams, I do have aspirations, I do have goals for myself, and I do have a beautiful gift that God has blessed me with that I want to tap back into, which is deep diving back into makeup. And I hope you guys stick around with me on the journey, and I hope you guys also take on your own journey. I pray that you guys are all safe, you're all blessed. I love y'all. I thank you for supporting me and supporting my content and supporting what I do every single day on a daily basis. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe before you leave. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to like this video and comment down below. Comment down below. Tell me whatever you guys want to tell me down below. The comment section is made for us to interact, so comment down below, and also tell me if you guys would like to see a video from me or if you love this video. But thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to motivate you in some way, shape, or form. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.